Today I fucked up by talking in my sleep to my wife. I had been away for a few weeks in Seoul in South Korea, and I'm also a known sleep talker. Since returning, my sleep cycle has been completely messed up. In my sleep I said to my wife, let's have a proper kiss while we are in Seoul, which resulted in my wife waking me up and questioning me. She asked who I thought I was talking to and who did I kiss in Seoul. She didn't sleep the rest of the night, nor would she listen to any reason, and I actually feel the more I protested, the more convinced she is that I actually cheated on her with someone in Seoul. I didn't kiss anyone in Seoul, nor have I ever been in any way unfaithful, but I feel that my wife is now convinced that I have cheated on her while I was away and won't hear any of my protestations, and I don't know how to defend myself over something I said in my sleep. TLD, a wife took something I said in my sleep as gospel and now is convinced I have cheated on her. What is with people thinking sleep talk is based in reality? One time my brother said, "Not those beans, prepare for liftoff," in his sleep. Does that mean he's a space bin farmer on the side? Has he been hiding it all along? My fiancé talks in his sleep and it's so funny. One night he practically shouted, "Horny, horny, horny." I nearly choked laughing at him. Of course he didn't remember it when he woke up. I hope Arp's wife chills out. Tell your wife she's the only one, your soulmate. Thanks for thinking it was funny. Appreciate the awards, homies. I feel that my widow is now convinced. Are you a GGG ghost? Sleep talk is ridiculous. One time, my wife actually stood up in bed and was reaching up and touching the walls. I asked what she was doing and she said, "I'm trying to break the blocks." My wife was playing Mario in her sleep. Just continue saying random sus shit as you drift off to sleep. Stop it, Jimmy, I'm ticklish there. ZZZ. Eventually she'll realize they're meaningless words. Or she'll leave you. LOL face with tears of joy. I'm so sorry, man. My ex-girlfriend was a huge sleep talker. One time she said, "Give my your hand, not that one, the big one," and the second time it was of us always my way. We had just gone to Disneyland that day and tell him and the horse to stop and get in the car. Sleep talking doesn't make sense. She's reaching. My husband used to talk in his sleep so coherently that I could carry on a conversation with him for a good 5 minutes or so. One night he was going on about an upcoming deposition and a court hearing. It wasn't until he mentioned having to interview an elephant that I realized he was sound asleep. I don't tolerate people getting upset with me for shit that happens in dreams. Got the cold shoulder from a girlfriend for the whole day once because I cheated on her in her dreams. Absolutely ridiculous. My wife has a note on her phone of the shit I say in my sleep. It's some of the most off-the-wall stuff. Once I got really frustrated with her for not keeping the bedroom clean. It was spotless, so she asked what I was talking about. There are 3 to 4 dozen chicken nuggets spangled about the floor. Your wife is mad at you for something you said in your at her, and repeat that to her until she understands how insane that. My girlfriend promised me we would eat snails together, when she is normally disgusted by the idea. She hasn't fulfilled her promise. I don't think it was worth dying over. I was dreaming you went with me to Seoul. Well, this is Reddit, so first of all, leave her. Then lawyer up, obviously, consider the I eat ass diet and hit the e-pen on an e-bike. My husband talks in his sleep. A few weeks ago he was flying a plane. I wonder who he was flying with. Definitely must be cheating, LOLs. Widow? Ghost. You can't defend yourself from sleep talk. When I sleep talk, it never has anything to do with any dreams I was having. I could have recited the preamble and wouldn't be the wiser. If she is willing to take sleep muttering so seriously and not listen to you about it, then there's not much to do besides wait for her to get over it. Tell her you are focused soul Y on her. Your widow. But I feel that my widow is now convinced that I have cheated on her while I was away. So she killed you. Your brain is processing different thoughts and events while sleeping. You've just come back and most likely kissed your wife passionately upon your return. Now your brain is defragging and throwing all events in a mixer. Hence the weird sentence. I've dreamt that I've cheated on my wife and thought it was real to the point that I was surprised she was sleeping next to me. I talk in my sleep all the time and my girlfriend has a lot of recordings. One of them is me just saying fishbong, another one is me saying pork, and then there's just a lot of unintelligible nonsense. Sleep talking is just random nonsense that really does not mean anything to your waking life at all. Why does everyone on Reddit have a mentally challenged partner? Your wife is being irrationally dumb. You were talking during a dream. It doesn't mean anything. I sleepwalked into my sister's room and told her the eye. I took the eye. She asked me if it was a pretty blue eye like mine. I said yeah. People say all kinds of nonsense when they're asleep. Clearly your fault for being human and making sounds with your mouth. Be better. Your wife must have never had a dream before. Crazy shit goes on in there that you can't explain, and talking in your sleep is an extension of that. I was told I said in my sleep T was a brave man who left the Sierra, 'twas a braver man who stayed. Just adding to the pile of random shit we say in our sleep. If she's that dead set on thinking that you were unfaithful, I gotta ask, is there any chance she wants to believe that to justify in her mind whatever might have happened while you were away? That's crazy. One time my boyfriend said in his sleep, "Thank you. I love you so much, Miranda." My name is not Miranda and neither of us know a Miranda. NGL, it made me suspicious at the moment. He showed me all his Instagram followers, Facebook friends, everything. No Miranda face with tears of joy. Now we laugh and call each other Miranda face with tears of joy. You really can't be held accountable for the things you say in your sleep. Your brain is way too jumbled to make sense of anything. So, who are you talking to in your dream? Same thing happened with my ex. Apparently, she asked me if I've ever cheated on her, and apparently I said yes. Your wife is an idiot if she takes any sleep talking seriously. NGL. Had a buddy that talked in his sleep. We were still awake and drinking and he sits bolt upright on the couch, eyes open, crazed look in his eyes. He shouts with disgust in his voice, "Can somebody please explain the huge piles of shit?" Then promptly closed his eyes, and lays back down. He has no recollection of the experience. I haven't kissed anyone. That's the only thing you need to say. If she doesn't believe it after trying to explain it, then let her be until the tantrum is over. You can't do shit, and the more you explain the worse. My wife has told me in her sleep that we have too many squirrels so the spaceship won't take off. This isn't even the weirdest thing she has said. You can't trust or believe anything someone says in their sleep. I have a note on my phone tracking all the things my BF says while sleeping. He hasn't done it in a while, but some highlights include "Try me and my sweat bowl, nobody knows this, but when I was bastard," and "Beast. Beastard. Sing song ball sack ball sack ball sack ball sark. Ligma balls." Sleep talk is gibberish 99 of the time. The closest to coherent he got was when he was a trainer at work. He would sometimes give dream instructions in his trainer voice, and even then it would fall apart after about 4 words. Your wife is being unreasonable. This sounds more like a TMWFU, you did nothing wrong. My girlfriend will respond to me when asleep and she is mean sometimes. Once she wakes up for real, she doesn't even remember it. The first times I didn't realize she was still asleep and not actually conscious, and I took what she said seriously, and now I know better. You weren't awake either, and your wife shouldn't take what you said seriously. Should have just told her you thought the city was beautiful and you wants to take her there on a vacation, and that's what the dream was about, kissing her at various landmarks in Seoul. My boyfriend at the time talked in his sleep once. Sounded like a mix between Russian and Czechoslovakian SP. which I didn't know would be such a distinct language considering I've barely heard any of either language. I asked himself to repeat what he said 3 times and it was repeatedly perfectly all times. I now poke fun and call him a sleeper agent. Face with tears of joy. As a sleep talker, I relate. In Arp's place, I would stand my ground, and wouldn't apologize, cause OP did nothing wrong. Mrs. OP, however, seems to have trust issues she should work on, and should do research about how dreams work, as they are not memories of things that have